Cold Weather Podcast, and today we are going to be following the topic of wholesome things in general. Today we have Starly, we have Smug, we have Claire, and Moral, and also me, of course. Of
How's it
course.
going?
Yeah.
Heyo.
Hello, everyone.
Hi.
There's
How's
probably no one
everyone
here
doing?
right now, but just gonna say hi.
Fair enough.
Yeah, fair enough.
That's
fair enough.
fine.
So how did everyone's week
Yeah, we
go?
didn't know.
Hopefully you're doing well, Moral, and everyone, since Moral joined that last.
I keep on fucking. Sorry.
It's fine. Swearing's fine as long as it's not too much, you know.
It keeps on doing that. Yeah. Oh no, I'm not sure if
Fair enough,
my
fair enough.
speaker sound play to your side because
It's not bad. Don't worry about it. Yeah. It should be fine for what it's worth. There doesn't seem to be anyone in here right now, so I'll probably post it on Twitter to start off. But yeah. Okay. Scuff as always,
Wait,
but
did you want to tweet the stream?
yeah, I'm gonna put the Steam link on Twitter.
All right, cool.
Okay. So today's topic is wholesome, people we think are wholesome or people we really appreciate in the community or in general. Does anyone want to start? Because if not, I will probably start for that.
You can start us off.
Okay.
Yeah, you go ahead. Yeah, go ahead and start it off.
Okay, so some people I really appreciate in the community, I would have to say to start off would be Domo and Pepe, because Domo kind of is the center of the community, and even if let's say I don't watch his streams all the time, I really appreciate how he made Hollow Slaves, which I met a lot of people here, and as well as how I got to kind of know most of the people in the stream itself. Since of course I did meet Pepe here. I did do all that stuff, and I did meet Starly in there, of course. I was fairly I was vaguely acquainted with Claire in there as well, right? And even if Hollow Slaves isn't as active as it once was, or I'm not as active in it, I still consider that place somewhere which I care about a lot because of it. I, of course, am the lecturer of Hollow Slaves, and I think the lecture room isn't really, I'm not really needed there anymore. But, yeah, that's about it.
That's cap.
For Pepe, right? The reason why I respect him so much in the community and all that is because he's really the center of a very large part of the community. He does a lot of raids. He gathers a lot of people in his Pezcord, and in general, I've had a lot of positive experiences with him, which I think is a important thing in finding who is wholesome and who isn't. He just vibes very well with me, I guess, and that's about it. Who wants to go next? I have more, but I don't want to hog up all the space, you know.
Well,
Yeah. I pretty much agree with both of your choices. Actually, I pretty much feel the same way about Domo and Pepe. Because Domo, I didn't know much about him at the time, and then once I joined Hollow Slaves, and then I started checking out his interviews and his content and whatnot. He seemed like a pretty cool dude, and I got to meet several VTubers through him, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's pretty awesome that he's a big supporter, of the VTuber community. And Pepe is pretty much the same way. When he's pretty much was around Hollow Slaves. That's how I met him. And then next with Pezcord. And people were chilling over there. And yeah, he's a big supporter as well. He's pretty chill, and I vibe with both of them, honestly.
I really look up to both of them for being how charismatic they are, because I could pretty much, I don't really see myself being able to take the same role as they do, being the center of a community or needing to kind of just make sure everyone's vibing with each other, Yeah. Okay, next person.
Okay. Before we move ahead, I think I want to say definitely Domo. Domo is definitely the person that got me into the community. When I was looking at, I think part of the reason why I got into community was because I was looking at just VTubers in general, right? And then there was Artemis, which is like the huge, the first big indie and VTuber, basically.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and looking at her account, I was following her account, and then there's this Domo guy who just kept on bantering with Artemis, and that was how I discovered the entire Ian, like Ian in the VTuber scene.
I feel that.
And
I
like
feel that.
without, without their influence, I would not have like even discovered this place existed.
Honestly, I never really was like part of the VTuber fandom itself, right? But the thing is that I kind of just ended up kind of enjoying being with like the people in the community, since I had like a mutual or someone who was part of the community, and I was like, oh hey, yeah, that's great, and then it just kept barreling down from there, I guess, right? So that's kind of how I ended up here, and yeah, it's not too complicated, to be honest. I'm sure everyone has that story of where like they had someone in the community, they were like, oh hey, these people are pretty cool, maybe I should talk to them, right? And ended up like part of it.
For sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I think people who are like that charismatic or like thrust into those positions have to like face a lot of like stress and everything from like making sure that everyone is doing well and all that. But at the same time, I wouldn't want to be in that position myself. Yeah.
It's definitely very. I mean, like it's a lot of. I feel like it is a lot of pressure to be there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do know that like there's like a lot of people like bothering Pepe for his invite to his like private server and everything. Which honestly, if I was in his position, I probably would have just snapped and been like, hey, look at these people here. They're so stupid, right? But like he hasn't really done that, which I'm kind of amazed at.
I feel bad for Pepe.
Yeah, he's got like a lot of positivity and love, and then there's like some hate that he probably gets as well.
Yeah, but like knowing him, I know that it's not all fun and games, and he has his own like his own worries and everything that come with it. Yeah. No, that was a lot of talking right there. Okay, who's next?
Yeah, for sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So Starly.
Yeah, we're missing somebody here, bro.
Yeah.
So is it just big people or just anyone in the community?
Yeah, just anyone in the community.
Oh, alright. So most of the people that I've been really affected it's just like small people from the community that people like you'll know their name, but not a lot of people like know about them.
I know those people.
So like, Tell is a person. Tell is a really nice little kid. He's fun to talk to. Another person is Samu. I fucking love Samu.
Oh, I've never actually met Samu, but I have met Tails.
So was it Samu? He's really active in Hollow Slaves.
Oh,
now.
Is he?
And I remember when I first got there, we had like matching Corona PFPs, so he would always talk to me because he also had a Corona PFP. And then people like Numi, you know Numi? I think you know Numi. Numi is I fucking love
super
Numi.
Cool. I actually made a fan art for Numi like just the other day.
I think I saw that. I know what you're talking about.
I'm not the best artist, but Numi is just super cool, and I kind of just wanted to make something nice for them. We really need more.
Numi's definitely a homie.
We definitely need more like wholesome people like that on like in the community in general. Because like I feel like a lot of people do have their own problems that they try to escape from by getting into VTubers and everything. And honestly, nice people like this definitely help me like be happy. I guess. Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
And then to name off some few quick ones. There's like Ushi. I don't know if y'all heard of Ushi. She's like a VTuber. She's like really active, also really active in Hollow Slaves.
She's so sweet.
She is. She's a cutie. And then Duck and Wild.
Oh yeah,
They're,
Duck's
the
pretty
mods
cool.
of
Yeah.
Hollow Slaves. They're fucking my bros right here.
Dude, I always get them mixed up because they all have the weeb. So I just call both of them weeb, right? So there's that
Yeah,
weeb, and then there's
I get you.
so I'm like, who the hell am I talking about at this point?
Like, which one is which?
Yeah. There's like some VTubers that have like similar names. So it's kind of like confusing.
Yeah. I was talking with a VTuber lately, and they were like, "Oh shoot, I thought I was the only one with X name, right?" And
Oh yeah, right.
yeah. And the other day, right, I was watching Domo stream, right, and someone by the name of Luma Mariposa, right, and I know one VTuber named Lumia, and I know another VTuber who ends their name with Mariposa. So I was like, "Oh shoot, that's them," and then I found out that I got them completely confused.
Actually, yesterday the Domodachi stream. They had someone on called Nadia, and for me, Nadia was associated with like the lobster VTuber, and that I've seen around quite a bit. And then like this person came on and was like, that is not at all who I expected.
Yeah, the thing is that like everyone has like a Japanese name, and like even if Japanese is like a really large language, the problem is that like we only have so many people that are actually fluent at names and all that, and it just ends up being hey, let's Google Translate this name or generic name 53.
Deep out. Yeah, forget Google Translate. Jeez.
Yeah. No, I purposely made the name I use on Twitch just in my like native language because like I don't want to use Japanese mainly because I'm not Japanese and I feel like that would be not very cool. So I just call myself I'm cold in Vietnamese. It literally means I'm cold. Like who does that?
Why'd you go with that name?
My room doesn't have heating. My heating is all in the bathroom.
Pretty scuffed.
I literally have like this super fluffy robe right now.
Dude.
Yeah.
Cold weather podcast.
Dude, my room is outside temperature.
Podcast name too. It makes sense now.
It's all coming together.
It's all coming together
now. Bro. Yeah. Damn, well played.
Indeed. I mean, it sounds like a name because no one knows the language, right? Like who knows? No one's Vietnamese.
I don't know Vietnamese. I don't.
Like, yeah, exactly. I feel like we definitely should have more varied names than just in Japanese because I kind of want to see names from like other cultures. Like, you don't really see anyone from like you do see things from like European names or like American names, right? But you never really see like Russian or like
Chinese names.
Yeah. I definitely would see more like variety though. Yeah. Chinese would be cool, but I think there are a few Chinese VTubers.
For sure.
Yeah. The problem with Chinese VTubers is they mostly congregate in within the smaller the smaller communities that they're part of, I guess. I mean like on the Chinese websites and everything. Which
if they're on Twitter, then they're already more engaged with the English community than most Chinese VTubers. Like most Chinese VTubers are on Chinese websites.
Yeah, that's very true.
Like Bilibili, for example.
Bilibili. Yeah, it's very much a segregated internet, basically.
Yeah.
So if they're on Twitter, then they're already not like part of that bubble.
I definitely do feel like the segregation between like the Chinese community and like the English community is one of the reasons for like such like harsh tensions, right? Because I remember like a few weeks ago or a few months ago, there was that Hololive versus like the Chinese anti and everything, right?
And that is a huge drama. It will be difficult to cover, I think, in the podcast.
I feel like a major part of that though is because just like the communities are so segregated that it's not like it's me versus Starly or it's me versus someone else that I know personally, right? It's me versus some person like overseas in a different country who I've never talked to, right?
That's part of it. But like I would say, speaking as a Chinese-born citizen, there's a lot of things that you don't want to touch. There.
Yeah, that's true. We should probably drop that topic then.
Yeah,
It is
I
a
think
very,
we're hosting this
very
at, folks.
Yeah, bro, we're trying to be a wholesome.
go into. I'm
We
just
do
gonna
try
Yeah.
to be wholesome though.
Come on, guys.
Yeah, we went a little too far with
wholesome
that.
podcast.
Honestly.
I'll put myself in the
Yeah,
timeout
yeah.
box then. There we go.
Yeah. Get in
Yeah,
the timeout
Get in
box.
timeout box. There we go.
Alright, let's get back to like people
What a
we appreciate in the community.
Yeah, okay. Some other people I really appreciate in the community would have to be. Let me think for a second. Shoot, I haven't logged on to Twitter on this computer yet. God damn it.
He's like, hold on, let me.
Oh, I
Alright.
think I
I mean,
have
like, why
another
you
one that
think
comes to mind.
uh,
I have another name that comes to mind.
There
If
you
you know John Loves Anime.
I don't think I've actually heard that name, surprisingly.
I don't think I have either.
I have not.
I mean, it sounds like he does.
he's another. No, he's like a big supporter like of the VTubers. Like I see him a lot like on Twitter. Like he's always like shouting out like different VTubers and whatnot. I think that's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, that is actually pretty cool.
He streams and whatnot too. Like, I think he does like interviews or stuff, kind of similar to Domo maybe. But
So like he's probably not like a VTuber streamer since like Domo.
no,
kinda, like,
he's not a
has a
VTuber. No, he's
Yeah,
not.
yeah. But he does like interviews in general, which I think is really interesting. I think there's a very important role for people who like do interviews, since that kind of just opens up the community as a
God
whole.
bless.
Yeah, I think it's definitely easier for smaller creators to be noticed when they get interviewed.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. The nice
Yeah.
thing
I
about
think like.
yeah, continue. Don't worry.
I think a lot of it's like a lot of people have really good content that they create. Is just it's difficult to get discovered.
Yeah,
That is
100%.
also a big factor, and then that's where the Tomodachi thing and the other interviews and stuff really helps out in that regard. Is like you get your name out there.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
I think one of like the harder things for like smaller VTubers to get popular for is because let's say use my stream for example, right? You can't really visually show a podcast, or you can't really visually show a backstory and all that, right? So like the bigger VTubers all have like really good models, right? And like all that stuff, and that's one of the reasons why they might have like gotten their initial boost of popularity. However, of course, they would have to carry it with their personality and stuff after. However, like it's the smaller VTubers who can't afford that or are using like Vroid and everything, which I would highly suggest for anyone interested in getting into. They have a harder time getting the initial boost that most VTubers get, right? Because unless they have a really unique design or a really unique concept, you start off slowly,
Yeah.
and that's kind of with all streaming things, though, I guess, right? Yeah.
That's what all social media, arguably, yeah.
Yeah.
You have to have a captivating idea. Otherwise, if you're just cruising, if you just want to like grow with your personality, which is what most people look for in the end, but if you're just looking to grow with your personality, you're gonna have to wait for people to discover you in the first place, which is a very long and arduous process.
Yeah, and you need like
Yeah,
consistency.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
all that
Like
stuff.
it took me a while to like for people to discover me, like for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think
That's
your
what it's like.
model is actually very interesting, Moral, because like you don't really see many cat VTubers, even if it's just like a recolored default one in what is it?
Yeah, it's basically like a color like of a default one on Facebook, right? Basically.
Yeah, it might be like a default one, but I don't think there's many VTubers who are similar to that or like animals. I've only seen one or two, and yeah.
I see like one other one that's like a very similar cat of.
Yeah.
I've only seen two.
I'd imagine there's one or
And one
two,
of them
but
is,
you're still
Chiba.
quite unique. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Yeah. A lot of PNG.
Yeah, having that uniqueness, it kind of helps, because then people pretty much like recognize you.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Don't know who you are pretty much.
Like, that's the blue cat I saw.
Easy to remember, yeah.
Yeah, Moral, yours is actually really easy to remember, while I know a lot of others with like more elaborate designs might just be like, hey, I'm not gonna talk about anyone in particular, but it's like I'm a random ice mage or random water mage or necromancer number 53, right? because like everyone just like conceptually follows the same thing, really.
Yeah.
Right, right.
True.
I mean, most people
You
default
called
to
out
humanoid
half the
models.
Yeah, most people
Yeah.
default to humanoid models, and I'm not free of that myself because I
Yeah.
am literally just a boring librarian dude who kind of has nothing interesting. So I don't really see my model gonna carry me anywhere, I guess. Yeah. There's a lot of PNG tubers too, which I
Fair
think
enough.
is really great because PNGs are way cheaper, and if you're like just like an artist, right,
True.
then you can easily make something of your own. Kind of like how I got Claire's fire head thing working in the in the OBS.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's cool. Yeah, yeah.
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 Yeah, being a PhD tuber is like pretty cool, you know, as in like just something to have out there, you know, like where you may pretty much if you're trying to like raise money to or save money to like get a Life 2D or basically your Life 2D is in the process of being made or anything like that.
Yeah, yeah.
It's pretty
I
cool.
have to like shout out the people who do make like tutorials for all this stuff and like kind of like teach the community how to make their PNG avatars because like the process that I had to go through to get these working, right? There's no way in hell I would have known how to do it myself. So honestly, thank you to the people who do that. I'll shout them out in a second, although the stream is probably a bit too small for them to even get noticed. But yeah.
Hey, you never know. You never know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you never
You never know.
Hey man, we're pulling through.
There might be like some we might get like a blow up one day and then like people will be like going through our archives being like, oh hey, that person's cool and follow them, right? So might as well do it now.
Exactly.
Get that glow up within the next 14 days.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Maybe one day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll post the guy's link now in the chat. Let's see. Sorry for the people watching that and just heard the intro sound to his thing. Give me a second. Okay. And here. Oh, hello, Tiru. I think you're actually one of our first unique visitors. Unless you're Tails. You're probably Tails, aren't you?
Is it Tedu? I think
That's,
it's Tails.
Yeah, I
Don't
think that's probably
assume.
Tails.
Don't
Hello,
assume.
Tails. Maybe. If
That's,
you're,
Fair enough. Fair enough.
yeah.
it's our special guest. Right?
Hey, it's our special guest Tail, who is mute, so cannot join us in the stream, sadly.
Hey, there we go.
There we go.
Welcome.
Yeah, but there are a lot of really good tutorials that people are making to like help people get started with the hobby, and honestly, I think that's kind of great. Yeah. Okay, so that is our topic 1 for today. What is our topic 2 if we had any?
I mean, like, here's the thing. Like, have everyone spoken?
Oh wait, Smug
can I-
hasn't
Yeah, they
spoken
pretty
yet.
much.
Oh,
Can I
it's-
mention? Like,
No?
yeah, you can mention
Yeah.
people.
Oh, I can't believe y'all skipped Smug.
I mean, I don't think I've
offended.
actually talked about the people I enjoy besides Domo and shit.
Yeah.
You're right.
So one of the streamers or VTubers that actually got me into watching streaming, because before this, I wasn't really into watching streams. I was more into watching clips. But
Yeah, I
Lady
get that.
Lunari, like, she actually got me
Oh.
into watching people streaming, and also
Yeah.
I don't think Queen Crimson streams a lot, but I also like her.
That
Both of
sounds like
them
a
actually
Joker
really
reference
nice,
right there.
and they're both people that I've drawn.
Yeah. That's actually
That's cool.
really interesting because I've never really been a big fan of streams myself. I've always been more interested in watching like VODs or like clips and like summaries, right? Because like
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
it's hard to find time to watch streamers sometimes, right? And honestly, having
Yeah.
like the VOD or whatever to just like catch up on like the greatest hits, I think is definitely something that is nice. Also, I can watch
Yeah.
the VODs at 2 times speed. Like I love watching the streamers, but I'm very, very interested in jumping between 50 topics because I have no sense of patience. Pain.
Too.
Yeah.
That's fair.
How did you guys get into streaming? If you guys are streaming right now, anyways.
I don't really stream that much because, you know, I have a pretty, like, scuffed internet right now, so
Yeah, I get
kind of
that.
tough, but yeah, that's why I just resort to, like, doing videos and whatnot.
Yeah, you're always editing on Discord and all that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much.
You do interviews too, don't you, or something like that?
No, I don't do interviews. I just mainly do like reactions to like
Oh yeah, I
different like
remember. I
YouTube
watched one of
content.
those.
Yeah.
Yeah, reaction to Hololive, I think, right? Yeah.
Mostly Hololive, but I've done reactions to like I've done like one reaction to like Hollow Stars,
Hollow
and then I've
Stars
also
is
done
underrated.
yeah.
True.
True.
Oh yeah, pretty sure. Yeah, I reacted to like one Hollow Stars cover, so that's pretty cool.
It's really
And then I did react to like Artemis's debut as well.
Yeah, I
Oh.
saw
Really,
that. I saw that one.
I haven't actually seen much of
Yeah.
Artemis other than on Twitter. I really should start
Yeah,
watching
at
her.
the time like she was pretty blowing up, so that's why I figured, hey, maybe I'll do
She's
a
really
react to her debut stream.
All I know about her is she's gay.
Yeah, she tweets that like every day or
She
something.
tweets that
Yeah,
every day.
context for anyone watching in the future.
I find
Artemis,
that cool, man.
Every hour.
Yeah, Artemis is
Every
blue.
hour.
Yeah.
Daily tweet.
Got
I'm
it.
gay.
I get she's gay.
True.
Hey, she's pretty base, I tell you.
Didn't
pretty
someone make a
base.
game about her like spamming "I'm gay" on Twitter?
It was a image. It was a
Was
fan
it?
art. It was a fan art.
Honestly, that's great.
Like streaming for me, like here's the thing. When I started, basically, I've always been hesitant with streaming and stuff like that because I've always been very like privacy focused.
Yeah.
So streaming is one of the things that you have a bit less control, right? Compared
Yeah.
to like video making.
Like if
Like-
you say your location by mistake, then the world knows, right?
Yeah, basically, right? So that is
Yeah.
streaming has always been regarded as something kind of dangerous, and also like the typical format of streaming for most people, most successful people are
High hours.
face cams.
Yeah, face cam, high
Right.
hours. A lot
Yeah.
of like look into their life, right? You like need to get their personality and everything for it. too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
face cams is always something that I've refused to do for the same reason as before. And like, but then like the VTuber thing really popped off, and I was like, that is something that I can achieve without exposing myself to the internet as
Yeah.
much as I would be otherwise.
And the community is
yeah.
really good about like, hey, I don't want to dox this person, or like doxing and everything is really looked down upon, which
Uh-huh.
I think is also really nice.
Yeah, I mean, like it is definitely looked down upon, but you're never gonna
Be
Yeah.
100% safe, right?
bad apples. And you know, like here's the thing. We hush about all this, but like everyone pretty much knows who the 5 Hollow Ian girls are behind the scenes.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Like if you look hard
So-
enough, you'll find it. But like I feel that like servers like HoloSlaves, right, are really good at trying to make sure that it's not 100% public. It's like if you like let's say dox a Hololive EN member on HoloSlaves, right, that's like an instant ban
Mhm.
for you, which I
Yeah.
think should be implemented into pretty much every large VTuber server if possible.
Yeah.
True.
Definitely true. But for me, streaming, like I don't really care about like earning money from streaming. That's
Yeah,
definitely
same.
not really a goal. For me, streaming has been just like it's a tool for me to keep a consistent schedule because I'm always really bad at time management, and I really recently want to get better at art, but I have difficulty keeping on the strict schedule to do art. So
Since you art
streaming is one
stream,
of the
right?
ways where I
Yeah.
can put on time pressure for myself
Yeah.
and force myself to do art basically daily.
I know a lot of my friends are the same way in that they like the school because it keeps them on a schedule or like keeps them like on track and
Yeah,
everything. Because like
For sure.
like even if they don't enjoy school, they enjoy like the structure that it gives, and streaming really does give that as well. Since it's not like it's not just like I'm sitting in a room by myself doing art, right? It's I'm getting ready to draw for my audience of maybe 1 or 2 people, right? And so that just puts the pressure on, I guess.
Yeah.
I actually don't have a consistent stream schedule other than for this podcast right now, because it's just like I'm kind of like wondering like where I want to do to stream. I have a stream kind of set up for Wednesday and all that, but like I definitely do want more structure and everything because like structure would be nice. Yeah.
I personally was thinking about streaming, but I'm on PS4. I'm not really on a computer, so I wouldn't really be able to do much.
Yeah, I totally
Wait,
get that.
Right.
Yeah.
Streaming on a PS4 is like impossible pretty much unless you have like a capture card and
Yeah,
computer
you
and all
gotta
that.
get a
to go with it.
capture.
Yeah, you gotta have like that
Yeah.
kind of stuff to
Yeah,
do
that's
that.
the problem.
Yeah.
I didn't know you can get Discord on a PS4.
I didn't know that either.
I'm on iPad, my guy.
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
Oh,
Most of
I'm really confused. That's why I thought you were on PS4 right now. Like,
Yeah, bro, I got
Bro, what?
PS4, bro.
How does it make sense?
Interesting.
Yeah, I was super confused being like what?
No,
Oh,
you
God.
can stream on Twitch for PS4, but like, I don't think you can do much with it.
Yeah,
you
the
can't.
problem with like the PS4 and everything is even if you could run OBS or like whatever streaming program, right? Unless they specifically make a program for streaming, you're not gonna be able to do much on the controller, right? Like,
I think streaming from like a console, there's like I think modern console have inbuilt tools to help assist with streaming, but
Yeah,
most people who stream from console would relay it to OBS anyways on
Yeah.
their computer. So
yeah.
yeah, with like a
Yeah.
capture card or something.
yeah, so it's not gonna be the same if you're not like using a computer to do it.
No, it's
Yeah,
definitely
Yeah,
not.
you definitely
Computer
need that.
this year.
That's a must for sure.
Nice.
Yeah,
nice.
I was recently watching Yami, who is like a really wholesome preschool teacher VTuber, right? And he was having some audio issues by like doing the capture card and everything, and it really seems like a bunch of work just trying to get your PS4 to kind of like link up to your computer or streaming program, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I feel like it definitely should be easier and like maybe could be, but like I don't think it's profitable enough for like any of the big companies to do anything about it. Like they have like video capturing software and image capturing software, right?
Yeah.
But I don't think like let's say if you're playing Smash or whatever, that you're streaming you're gonna be able to use your like internet card to get average ping or whatever. Cause like if you're streaming like something to Twitch and you're like playing a competitive like Smash match, right? You're gonna die. Like no about it. It's already bad enough internet there. Yeah. Streaming is really interesting because the more that people do it, the more of an inside look we get into other people's lives. And like before like streaming, right? Like when like only television and everything was in the media, I'd imagine that it would be almost impossible to think that like someone was just talking to people for fun on the internet like locally, because that just costs so much more money, right? Like the limit has been lowered a lot, which is great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bad internet does make it a lot harder to stream, though. I have to.
Yeah.
yeah.
I can
Absolutely.
relate to that. Yeah.
Yeah, my internet isn't the best, but like it works for streaming. I think maybe.
Part of the joy of streaming and watching stream is the interactivity. So
Yeah.
like with like delays and stuff, there's a slight more disconnect than usual, and that's definitely like affects the enjoyment of streaming and watching a stream.
I know that there's a delay of around 10 seconds on this stream right here. It's not too bad or like too noticeable, but it definitely does make it harder to like read chat and everything. Cause like I see like big streamers, right? They're reading chat from like a minute ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean like just chatting streams are okay.
Yeah.
I
But,
mean,
like-
where podcasts, there's a podcast category, right? You're on just chatting category, but there is a podcast.
Oh, there is.
Yeah.
Give me a
Let's
second.
go!
Well, we're gonna shift regions for a second, everyone. Podcast.
Shifting regions. Where are we going? Where are we going?
Bro,
We're in the podcast
World of
space now, boys.
podcasts, baby. This is our big blow up moment.
We get like a Google Maps tour, or what's going on?
Hey, let's go. We can totally
You
do
could
that.
have told him this
Yeah.
earlier.
What show 'Cause that's
Hey,
what we
let's
are,
get
yeah.
Google Maps tour to Vietnam, man.
I've actually done that in VR, and VR is just so amazing. And like, I just kind of walked around Vietnam for a while, and I was like, oh yeah, I can't read Vietnamese, and just kind of was sad.
Damn.
Yeah,
Nice,
damn.
nice.
Pain, man, pain. But yeah, that's
Game Pecco, dude.
but that was always fun. I think VR is great for like just getting to know each other, since like I feel before we had VTubers, right? We kind of had the VR chat streamers for like 2 months, 3 months, right? They were kind of fad,
Something
but
like that, yeah.
yeah, but I think they were
Yeah.
the natural predecessor or evolution. It's just kind of crazy.
I barely noticed that, or I forgot that there was even streamers like that.
I mean, they
True,
were
yeah.
pretty popular
Yeah.
for a small amount of time, and they were pretty
True.
entertaining too.
Yeah,
I think-
VTubers were like the upgrade.
I don't think they're an upgrade,
VR
but
chat was a
like
thing, it's just
they're
pretty
just
cool.
more
It was like
convenient.
cycling.
I
Yeah,
meant to say evolution. I'm kind of dumb right now.
I'd say VTubers are actually like a downgrade, because like they're less expressive, since you don't have your movement of your hands and all that, which definitely do make you more expressive, right? However, the
sure.
reason why VTubers took over and not these streamers, right, is that VTubers, number one, they can't be mute, right? There are a lot of mute V streamers, which does make it like kind of disassociating, right? And the second thing is that you don't need to put on your VR headset, or you don't need to have space, right? Which just makes
Yeah.
the barrier to
You're not
entry.
limited to one game.
Yeah, and you're not only to
Yeah.
one game, and that definitely does make it a lot easier.
Yeah.
I know there's like some things which emulate like your hand movement and everything, such as like in VC Face, which is a program I use for my thing, which isn't working because it's a dark room that I'm sitting in and I'm all alone. But there are things such as, what is it called, leap motion and everything, which tracks your
Is that in the
hands.
mood?
Yeah. I'm sitting in a dark room eating some rice and eggs and beans.
That
But
sounds like the life, honestly.
Yeah,
I'm
hell yeah.
alone.
Yeah.
Share?
Fair.
Yeah, bro. Give me some rice.
Share the
Oh,
beans.
what?
Uh,
Share some rice.
Mail the beans to us.
no, this is
Mail
my
it
rice
to
source. This is my rice.
Put it in an envelope.
Yeah.
You
Burn
can-
it in the
Yeah.
fire. I'll receive it.
Put it
Right, yeah. Put it in the fire. Sacrifice it.
Hmm.
Yeah. I'll just drop into a really deep hole and hope it ends up in Australia, okay?
Yeah.
That sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I really appreciate how the person I linked in chat did all like the stuff and showed me how to, make your avatars glow up when you talk, because that's
Uh-huh.
great. I see some
Oh yeah, that's definitely helpful.
yeah,
A
I
Really?
see
lot of people
some
use that.
What's
PNG
up?
tubers doing the same thing, and I'm just imagining them sitting in like a call by themselves just so they can get their avatar to glow up.
I mean, that
Yeah,
is
that's what I was doing basically for a little bit.
That do kind of feel lonely though. Sitting in a
Yeah,
call
it
for
does,
2 hours.
It does, yeah.
That do
I mean, you
me
don't-
sometimes.
you don't notice it, I guess. I mean, like, depending on what you're doing, right? Like,
Yeah.
I think if the way you do your streams, you have a lecture format, so it's a bit different than like for me, I'm just drawing. So most of my time, like sometimes I just be like, there'll be an hour of silence because I'm so concentrated on drawing.
Yeah, I totally get that. Like when you
Yeah.
when you like hyper focus on one thing because it's like you're really
Yeah.
invested.
Yeah.
That happens a lot when I'm like
Yeah.
playing games and stuff, and I kind of like miss the time, and that always makes things kind of
Yeah,
hard.
no.
So I play VR, and honestly, since I don't have OVR or like any overlays, I'm not on Discord for like hours at a time, and then I go back on Discord and I'm like, oh shoot, someone was texting me, and then I cry.
Yeah.
I always cry.
One of the people
Always.
that
It'd be
Domo
like that.
actually picked yesterday, right, in their interview, right, was who was it? Neko, like the person, K-Cat boy, right? I tried
Neko.
messaging the hell out of him, but he was drawing and he actually didn't notice. And you guys, were any of you guys there to watch a stream?
I was.
I was watching the Domo stream. I wasn't watching K Cap Boy.
Yeah. No Domo stream. I mean, yeah.
I was watching.
Yeah, I was watching it the whole time. I was watching.
Do you
it.
remember
Yeah,
that
Keith
guy at the
Catboy
end
got
who?
selected, but it missed out on the 60 seconds.
Yeah, do you remember that guy who pulled out the towel or whatever during Domo's stream, and Domo was like,
Oh yeah,
"Shut up."
yeah, I remember. I
That
forgot
was
his name,
actually
though,
drawn by K Catboy.
Oh, that's cool.
That was
Oh.
drawn by K Catboy while he was missing his chance to get on the stream.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
That's
Dude,
actually feels bad, man. What the hell?
I was trying to spam the hell out of him for.
The thing is, streamer mode
Yeah.
disables notice.
Yeah,
right?
that,
So I think
that's what he told me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I'm not close to him, but he did make like the the robe and everything, which every V streamer uses.
Oh, that was him. Right.
Yeah.
That's actually. Oh.
He's honestly like just for doing that alone, I think he's a major contributor for like the VTuber trend because like everyone uses it. Like it's a great model. It's a great thing. Yeah, and nice.
Yeah, for sure.
I actually don't draw
Yeah, funny
too.
thing is that late. Oh, sorry. Go
Oh
ahead.
no, continue. Don't worry.
Oh no, funny thing like later on after like the most stream ended, like I think John Loves Anime, he tweeted like he shouted out Kate Catboy, and then I was like, oh dang, that sucks that Kate Catboy missed the
Yeah.
opportunity to go on Domo show, and then Kate Catboy responds, okay, Moro, I get it, and next thing you know, I got followed by Kate Catboy.
I mean, a cat following a cat is pretty normal at this point.
True.
Yeah, I know. Like,
Moro,
dang,
how
I
do
gotta
you-
support more cat. I gotta support the cat VTubers.
Moro, how do you tap your keyboard? Do you just like kind of very carefully plot it?
Wait, what?
How do you type
How
on
do you-
Twitter with
how
your
do you-
cat paws?
Oh, to type.
Uh,
So I think you got cut off. What was your question?
how do you type on Twitter with your cat paws?
I just do. I just do it. Don't question it.
Psychokinesis.
You just
Yes,
alright.
exactly. Yeah, let's go with that.
Yeah. Tail in the chat is saying that they draw for like the whole day, and I would say the same, but it's like me in gaming because like whenever I draw, I speed run that. Like yesterday, right? I drew Neri's because I wanted to celebrate Neri being picked for Domo's stream, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Neri's pretty cool.
If any of you guys saw it, I literally posted something 30 minutes after it was, and like it was like mostly finished for what I did, and then I did a full body of her, but like I speed run that. Like no time for
I saw that.
drawing. Drawing isn't for fun. It's for making people happy. If you can't finish in 5 minutes, then are you even an artist?
Yeah.
Calling out
That's
Claire right now.
That actually hurts me, yo. Don't get it. You
Yeah,
don't get it.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Claire.
An artwork takes me like 2 weeks to finish.
I'll send you something on Twitter, and I'll tell you how long it took me to draw it. Okay. See if that's a good pace. Note that I can't do anything original. I'm mostly good at copying things, I guess. Well, vectorization is what I do. Yeah. I'll send something in general chat in 0.1 second. Let's see.
Speaking of like artists and stuff, I like
This
people I appreciate. Like there's quite a few artists in the community.
yeah.
Like with yeah, this one.
This
That's
took
pretty
me
good.
45 minutes to do.
It's pretty good.
Um,
It take 10 hours or more.
there are a lot of really cool. Wait, am I? Wait. I'm sitting in the stream on both my main and on my alt right
Yeah,
now.
I was really confused about that. I was like, why is
Dude, what are you doing, dude? What are you doing?
Wait, when did I join?
I heard it and I looked at it and I was like, wait, why is he here?
I don't
didn't
know.
question, but you know.
Yeah, but there are a lot of great artists. I know Cecilia or whatever. I think that's their name. The Android VTuber, right?
Yeah.
Their art is so smooth. Like it's so
Wait,
it's
who's
so
the second one?
Cecilia, like the Android, I think, right?
Yeah.
Like they're both like
wow.
they're both like a VTuber and a streamer, and like I mean and a artist, and like
I think I know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah.
Yeah.
the art is super
Oh,
good.
no.
One of the
It's
people
pretty good.
one of the people that I was following before I got into the VTuber community was Button Iris, also now known as the person who made not Artemis, someone else's Io's avatar. Yeah, and like she's really good at
yeah.
art and like is great. Like 10 out of 10.
Actually, speaking of that, Isles Rigger. So Isles Rigger is actually someone I know in real life.
Yeah.
He's like a pretty cool artist. Like I look up to him a lot. In terms of like drawing. Like I think like 2 or 3 years ago, like when I was looking at him draw his art, I was like, yo, you know, that's
Yeah.
really cool and shit. And yeah, like he also does V streaming, although he likes to think of himself more as an artist, and I would say I'm the same way.
Yeah, I've seen some people think the same way as that. Since like if they think that like if they aren't like totally into the VTuber crowd, even if they have a model, they consider themselves to be artists instead, which I think is perfectly valid. Like call yourself whatever the hell you want, as long as you're having fun, right?
Just
Yeah, for sure.
I mentioned it. Yeah, the guy's name is Kaiman Pool.
Do you want me to? You can post him in the chat if you want to call him out or whatever.
I don't think it's a big deal, but
Okay, yeah.
Kaiman is pretty cool. He doesn't know I'm doing. He knows I'm like setting up a VTuber model, but he doesn't know that this is the name I go by. So
Oh, interesting.
maybe he'll
Alright.
figure out eventually, but we'll see.
Maybe one day. No, just
Maybe.
Sneak into his community, become like super
Yeah.
cool, collab with him once or twice, and be like, haha,
Exactly.
I was using a voice modulator all along. It is actually me, sir.
One of the goals, like, is just like if I get to a level where I can be noticed, I'm gonna like, hit him up for a collab, and then like he'll hear my voice for the first time, and he's like, "Wait a minute, that's familiar."
No, you should get you should like do one of those like how to do femboy voices on the internet, right? And just and just go in immediately.
I do have a like slight bit of voice dysphoria stuff, and I've tried doing like voice training to become more feminine and stuff. So like that is definitely something ongoing. Like maybe a year or something, I can get my voice up there, and then I'll just use that voice, and it'll be like, yeah.
Dude,
and
I believe in you.
They just won't notice.
You can totally do this, dude. I believe in you. Just like keep trying, and eventually you'll have the voice you want.
Yeah.
I know there's like a lot of people on Twitter who are like trans and all that, and I've seen one of them who like had really bad voice dysphoria, and like so there's a lot of things you can actually do to like remedy that as a streamer, because like it's not the best option, but there are like voice modulators and everything that people do sometimes use, you know. And there's also voice training and all that, and there's also a lot of voice actors you can like get advice from as well. It's like in like the community, people in general do know a lot about voice acting, right? And getting help would definitely help with that.
Right. Yeah.
For sure.
Like Centrea's way of doing
Centrea too. Yeah.
also interesting because like I never realized that's what she does, but like once I knew about it, I was like I actually seriously considered doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm not totally satisfied with my voice either, but it's not like voice dysphoria or anything like that. For me, it's just like I want to have one of those cool or silky smooth voices like Domo or like all those people have.
Oh
like,
I know what you mean.
yes.
Like, dude,
Dude,
I'm generic Asian voice number 53. Dude, so one time, right, I was on a call with like a VTuber or whatever. They're like, "Oh, hey, I follow you," right? And then or like I've caught one of your streams, right? And I'm like, I haven't started streaming. That's a big L right there.
You hate to see.
Dude, it's happened to me IRL too. Like, people are like, "I swear I've heard your voice before," and I was like, "No."
probably not. Yeah.
Dude, my voice is my name is also generic, right? Just the other day, some girl added me on Snapchat, right, and was like, "Hello," and I was like, "Who are you? I think you have the wrong Snapchat. Are you sure it's not someone with the same name?" And then they were like, "Oh yeah, I thought you were my fiance," and I was like, "Okay then." Dude,
Okay.
Just played along.
Dude, a story I got from the same person, right? Apparently, one time they were buying, like trying to buy like engagement rings, right? And the person selling them their ring actually was like, "Oh, hey, your husband was here like last week to buy an engagement ring for someone else," and they were like, "Okay then," or something like that.
Okay.
No, but it was a totally different dude. So it was like, what? uh, but yeah, it hurts being generic Asian number 53, you know?
Mm.
Dang.
Pain.
It'd be like that, huh?
Yeah. It's equivalent
I
to being named
guess.
like what is it? John something in America. John Doe,
Smith.
John Doe.
John
Or like-
Smith.
John Smith, yeah,
Or
John
Kevin
Smith, that
Wynn,
was
you
what
know?
it is. Yeah. But yeah, honestly, I know so many VTubers with like the same exact name, right? Because there's only so many Okamis or so many like generic
True.
Japanese name.
Oh, yeah, so many like different varieties of
There's a lot
YouTubers.
of
It's pretty
YouTubers.
great.
Yeah, I swear.
Yeah, like wherever you think of, yeah.
I swear half the VTubers are just like, yeah, I watched this anime. I like this dude's name, and they just take it.
Like, yo,
You're probably not wrong.
Insert the Thanos meme where like they're taking out the like the gem at like the forehead, right? And it's just like your name is mine now. Uh, yeah. I haven't seen anyone with the name Moral or Claretic or Starly or anything.
Yeah,
or,
yeah, that's like a name I stuck
Oh,
with since like
yeah.
2015, basically.
yeah. I totally
And then-
loved your name though
yeah.
because like your it definitely fits your theme of like morality and philosophy and everything, which I think is great.
Yeah, and that's actually what I majored in college too. So.
Yeah, I'm not in college yet.
Hey.
The problem
I
with like
fucking love talking about morality stuff.
yeah, the problem with getting into philosophy in college is it's kind of like I don't really see many like appealing jobs for me personally that are in said field, right? But it
Yeah,
definitely
yeah,
does seem like
definitely.
something you'd want to
They're really
do
big
to
concern.
yeah, like expand your worldview and all that stuff, which is definitely something I would like to do.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Pat. I'm trying to think of what to say because I know I have something. What is your main philosophy like reference? Like, do you follow nihilism? Do you follow existentialism? Do you follow all that stuff?
This is
There's like
this is-
different kinds of stuff like I've read like in like philosophy courses like you said like what you said like existentialism.
Like, what do
a
you
little bit of,
associate most with?
nihilism.
yeah. What do you
Wait,
associate
what?
with?
Like, if
Like
you
I
had,
like stuff with ethics and whatnot. I like studying ethics.
oh yeah. Are you a utilitarianism or are you more like more vague about it? Like is everything like a numbers game? Like if there were like 3 people on one track and there were 2 people on the other, you would kill the 2 people because it would be more of a net benefit. Or are you more like
Yeah.
or are you more like
Like I would
Yeah.
say like we're like basically like yeah, basically I'll save like many people as I can, you know.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
the
That's
one option, like with the
utilitarian,
least
More the
casualties, yeah.
merrier.
Definitely.
Yeah.
It might like my decision isn't always objective because like if it was someone I knew or like something that I cared about, I would probably save that over like a random person, even if it was like more of a network, right? And that really just
Yeah.
shows like how flawed
Uh-huh.
morality is, because like morality is subjective, right? Very like based on the situation you're at.
Yeah, everybody
Yeah.
has like their own like definition on like what
Yeah.
morality is, so like their morals and whatnot.
I'd love
Not
to.
necessarily objective.
Yeah. I'd love to try mapping out my like sense of morality and like all that stuff, right? Like not like trying to make like an objective quantifier of my own morality, which I think would be really interesting to see because like that would give me a lot more understanding of why I decide to do the things I do and all that stuff, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean that's always something I like to discuss and think about a lot. Like my own sense of moral values and moral compass.
Mhm.
Yeah.
For the most part, I am pretty utilitarian, I think. But like, obviously, when it comes to things that are directly related to me, I think I'm more gonna favor people I care about than strangers. I don't.
Yeah. I totally get
Yeah,
that.
I get what you mean. Yeah.
I think that's fair and like
I think
human
that's for
nature.
most people.
that's fair. I
Yeah,
should
yeah.
say.
Like I don't think
Yeah.
there's anything wrong with that, to be honest.
No.
But give me a second. Give me a second to try to do something. Save. Okay. Check the stream in like 0.5 seconds after I finish uploading this image. Here we go. Okay.
Okay.
Moral compass.
Moral compass.
Moral compass.
Moral compass.
Moral
God.
compass. Let's go.
Yo.
Yo.
One layer, one layer. There we go.
There. Now we know where our sense of morality lies.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, but do you believe that there is a moral truth? Like, do you think there is any objective morality? I'd say
I
that
mean, there could be.
I'd say that there are universal moralities in my
I mean,
opinion, right?
right. Depends on the culture, I would say.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'd say some
cultures
things
have,
are
basically.
there's like objective morality in the sense that it's defined by the society that we're living in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would
Defined by
say
the government.
something that's
Like-
objectively moral is something which gives a net benefit to those that are in the immediate vicinity of you, I guess. Because like no matter which society you are in, I think helping people nearby you is a good thing, right? But that
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Because like even in like the most cutthroat societies, I would imagine helping your friends or helping all that is a good thing. However, you would need to split hairs to any actual usage of that, I guess. But yeah.
That would still, like everything, nothing is without exceptions, typically. And there's also like what do you call it?
Edge cases.
Like some
Like,
fundamental moral values, like not killing people.
yeah. Of
Right,
course,
that's-
there's
that's
also like
definitely something
cannibalistic
that's
cultures, or
across almost all cultures.
Yeah.
Present
cultures, anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's like I think like that would change definitely if you were like going to a more primitive society where like you're hunting or warring constantly, right? Or or like a cannibalistic culture, right? Like I wouldn't say they're like paragons of justice and morality. However, their moral
never know.
they have no moral qualms about killing people or like eating people, right? But that definitely is interesting. It's kind of weird
Yeah,
because
yeah.
like you always feel like your sense of morality is like an innate part of you that's always been there, right? But like if you like look at it, right, all of our moral centers and everything are all based on what the media or what like the culture around us taught us, right? Like like if I was in China or if I was in India or like some other country with like drastically different cultures, right? I probably wouldn't be here today.
Yeah.
Which I definitely think is interesting since like there's the nature versus nurture argument, which I definitely think is very relevant to philosophy and all that, right? It's like I'm definitely on the side of of nurture more than nature, I guess. So like aside from edge cases where like you're physically unable to do something or you have like a mental disorder which makes it harder for you to do X, right? I think a lot of who you are
psychopathy would make you difficult with empathizing with other people, so your moral philosophy would be significantly different. Like psychopaths tend to be more utilitarian because they don't care about they don't like they logically understand that the greater good is better, but they don't have empathy for the people that are being hurt.
Yeah, but there's like no nurture side of that, since like even if you nurture them correctly, right, they would still be the way they are, right? Which is kind of interesting. Yeah. That really just puts into like a lot of questions of why we are the way we are and like and everything. Which is scary. Always a tough conversation to have.
That's stuff like that can be kind of scary to think about without a doubt.
Yeah. Like imagining myself
be, like,
and like if X happened instead, and then like would I be a way worse person? Would I be a way better person? What is I, right? Very fun thought experiments. A thought experiment which I think would interest you a lot, Moral, is the thought experiment that have any of you guys watched Star Trek?
No.
Not really. No.
Yeah, so I
just remember that one episode of Black Mirror about it's like a Star Trek similar thing.
Yeah. I think it's somewhat on the same line, but like if you have a quote unquote teleporter, which kind of scans you,
Oh, that one.
like breaks you down, right? You probably heard of it already, right? Like Archimedes ship and all that, and then like just
Mhm.
recreated you somewhere the same place in like another like the exact same thing, neurons firing and everything, right? Is that you? And like if it failed to destroy like your original copy, then which one is you, right? If you're both perfectly the same, and would that matter, right? Like
Uh-huh.
yeah, and like I think that's very interesting. There are people who have explained the like question way better than me, but
Yeah. So
And-
my understanding of things like that, in regards to like cloning, that's
Yeah.
where basically the idea is like cloning, like which one's actually you, right?
Yeah.
And my opinion to something like that is, if you have the same like mental neuron firing, they're all you,
oh yeah, so they're both you at like the same state, right? But what-
basically.
But what happens when have you guys heard of the Archimedes ship thing, where it's like
Mhm.
if he replaces one part of the ship.
You mean Theseus?
Oh, Theseus,
Ship of
yeah.
Theseus.
Sorry, I'm bad at names. Yeah, thank you for correcting me there. But like Theseus' ship is really interesting too, right? Because like when does you become not you, right? Like we're all constantly replacing ourselves every like year, right? Like a lot of ourselves are changing and everything all the time.
Yeah.
And I think that's almost like our time for today. But
I
that
think
was,
we can like have a proper discussion on like moral philosophy in a future podcast
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah, definitely another time. Yeah, for sure.
yeah, I
Yeah,
think like
not
when we have
good
more
enough.
time and
Yeah,
that's
good.
like our main focus and everything. But it is very interesting and definitely something I would love to discuss more with you guys. Because
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
definitely. I'd be down
100%.
for a discussion like that in the future.
Yeah.
Melted my
But-
brain.
melted my brain.
Yeah, that's how it is. Like, with that
Let me
pretty
just-
much pretty deep stuff.
Wait, oh shoot! I was about to pull up a picture of a furnace, but I realized that we literally have a
Yeah, we
living
got
fire
Claire
on
right
our
there.
screen.
Yeah, hello. I'm
Hello.
right
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
Just
Yeah.
burning.
There we go.
There we go. Goodbye.
There you go.
Well, that was the stream, everyone. I hope you had fun. We'll see you guys next week if any of you guys are watching. I see Tails actually showed up this time. Thank you for showing up, Tails.
Thank you, Ted.
Actually, though, thank
Yeah,
you for
thanks,
showing up.
Tails.
Hope you had fun
Right.
watching Tails, and you are our only regular viewer for now. Let's go.
Yeah.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah.
That's the goal. You know?
We
Bye.
Let's go.
Four,
We got one.
3,